You know the exact feeling. Your mind is racing and you feel entirely exhausted. Yet, when you look at what you've actually accomplished, you haven't moved an inch. It is the psychological equivalent of throwing your car into neutral and slamming your foot on the gas. This is inner friction. Your brain is burning its cognitive fuel, your focus, your energy, your willpower, on pure imagination. It spins through worst-case scenarios and hypothetical conversations, starving you of the energy required for real-world execution. To fix this, we have to build a manual transmission. We are going to construct a customized 7-part anti-overthinking toolkit designed to force your brain out of neutral and firmly into drive. Before we go any further, pause this video. Go grab a physical notebook and a pen. I mean it, go get them right now. Welcome back. Putting pen to physical paper is the mandatory first step. By taking these internal rules and capturing them in the external world, you immediately disrupt the closed-loop cycle of an anxious mind. Let's build your toolkit. Step 1 targets the primary trigger of mental paralysis, the unknown future. When you stare at a massive, unpredictable target, like hitting a monthly sales quota or closing a complex real estate deal, your brain freezes under the weight of variables it cannot control. Look at this bar chart. That towering monthly quota is exactly what causes the freeze. On your paper, write down the biggest task you are worrying about right now. Cross it out. Next to it, write down one single micro-action you can execute in the next 5 minutes. Instead of asking, "Will I hit my target?" ask, "Which specific client can I call right now?" By compressing your focus, you instantly shift your attention away from an uncontrollable outcome months away and lock it onto a highly controllable action right here in the present. Of course, executing a small task does not prevent daytime anxieties from trying to intrude. That brings us to step 2, establishing a dedicated worry time. Pick a strict 15-minute window in your daily schedule, say 8 to 8:15 p.m., and write that exact time down in your notebook. When panic flares up at 2 p.m., you tell yourself the threat is noted, but it stays paused until 8 p.m. By deferring the stress to a locked time slot, your brain stops trying to process the fear immediately. You can write out all the worst-case scenarios during those 15 minutes, but once the clock runs out, you stop. Aggressively shrinking your immediate tasks and quarantining your daily stress successfully reclaims your brain's processing power from hypothetical future threats. Step 3 targets a different source of exhaustion, the mental friction that comes from trying to manage external people, clients, and market events. The psychologist pictured here, Alfred Adler, developed a foundational theory for this exact problem. He called it task separation, and it is a framework for identifying exactly what you have the power to change. Draw a vertical line down the middle of your page. On the left side, list your tasks, your professionalism, your attitude, and your effort. On the right side, list their tasks, whether a client likes you, what their final decision is, or whether the market crashes. Now, wipe that right side entirely from your mind. Focus 100% of your energy on the left. Once you are focused purely on your own tasks, add step 4 to combat internal pressure. Write down the rule, 80% equals done. Perfectionism is the action engine's worst enemy. Running countless simulations in your head to guarantee a flawless 100% outcome guarantees only one thing: inaction. Permitting yourself to execute a plan at 80% capacity is a strategic business advantage. You learn much more from a flawed, completed project than you do from a perfect idea that never leaves your head. Releasing your grip on other people's decisions and abandoning the need for flawless outcomes removes the 2 heaviest anchors preventing your forward momentum. Even with these rules in place, there will be emergency moments where the sheer volume of noise in your head completely overwhelms your cognitive system. Step 5 is your overwrite switch. This is the 60-second brain dump. You take every swirling worry, to-do list item, and random thought and write them down as rapid-fire bullet points. This physical action forces every chaotic thought out of your head and straightens it out on the page. Abstract anxieties feel massive, but the second you offload them from your working memory into concrete text, they shrink into a few step-by-step problems you can actually solve. Stress often anchors itself to the physical space where it was created. If you have been agonizing over a project at your desk for hours, that specific room can become a mental trigger for continued paralysis. Step 6 is the physical reset. Stand up, leave the room entirely, force attention on raw sensory input. Splash cold water on your face. This snaps your consciousness out of your thoughts and pulls it directly back into the physical world. Now we reach Step 7, the final end-of-day protocol required to ensure your engine doesn't seize up again tomorrow. Before you go to sleep, record 3 tiny micro-wins, whether you finished a difficult task or simply drank enough water. This practice gradually replaces the exhaustion of self-doubt with a recurring sense of achievement, teaching your brain to recognize completion as its own reward. Emptying your thoughts onto paper, breaking out of a stressful physical environment, and forcing daily recognition of your achievements steadily rewires your brain. You replace the drain of self-doubt with the momentum of execution. Look down at the notebook in front of you. You now have a complete 7-part physical checklist to combat inner friction. Your mental engine is repaired. By applying these external constraints, the mechanism finally shifts out of its destructive idle state and firmly into drive. Now it is time to prove the system works. The second this video ends, I challenge you to execute Step 6. Stand up, step away from your screen, and physically reset your environment, because no amount of intense mental calculation can match the clarity that comes from taking a single physical step forward.